year you were going full time in your coaching business, right? You said that. You said, this is the year I'm going full time. I don't care. You believed it. You were all in. So you showed up, you created your offer, but for some reason, you're unable to actually attract the premium clients that you created your offer for. So now you're feeling irritable, you're feeling annoyed. You're like, what's going on? Why am I unable to attract my premium clients? Why am I unable to attract my premium buyers? And I have good news for you, because in this training, I'm going to be breaking down that very thing, how to attract premium buyers in your coaching business. And trust me, it's not what you think. All right. It's not anything. It's not going to be what you already think it is. Okay. And so let's jump in. Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Dose with yours truly. My name is Janel Ranée. I help you to transition into coaching full time without chasing clients, without fighting the algorithm, without self-sabotaging, and without sacrificing time with your family. The Daily Dose is a daily episode that I just go before the Lord every morning, and DOSE is an acronym for Divine Overflow of Spirit-Led Empowerment. I seek the Lord, and whatever He pours into me is what I pour into you. I just go before Him before I come before you, and just ask Him, what does your people need to hear? And so this is the Daily Dose. All right, so that's what you get, the Daily Dose. So we're going to be breaking down how to attract premium buyers in your coaching business. And before we jump in, I do have a question for you. Why do you believe you're unable to sign premium buyers? Or maybe you have signed a few of them, but they're not consistent. Maybe you're not consistent with it. You have the offer, you have your message, right? But you're unable to sign them consistently. Why do you believe that is? I want you to take some time, journal it, and really seek the Lord and ask, like, what is it? What is that block? But the beautiful thing is He sent me to tell you, right? He sent me to tell you. And so I'm going to break it down for you right now. So right now, maybe one of the reasons you haven't been able to sign by your premium buyers, it's probably because you want premium clients, but you're still hesitant to purchase premium items yourself, right? You're still not you're still not a premium buyer, right? Or maybe you want women to trust you, but secretly you do not yet trust yourself. Maybe that's what it is. Or you say, I can't afford it, and then wonder why everyone keeps saying that to you, right? You're showing up, you're like, oh, I can't afford it with everything. So then you wonder why. Oh, okay. You're thinking you're thinking subconsciously that people can't afford it because you're constantly telling yourself that. For you, that's your identity. And so now you project that onto others. Or you cheer everyone else on, but silently keep yourself at the level of just almost, right? You're just almost there. You are doing the work, but you do not yet feel like the woman who leads at that premium level. And so we're going to break that down. It's not a marketing issue. It's an identity issue. And I have the, me, I'm going to come with an acronym. All right. And so the acronym we're working with today is identity, because it's not you not being able to attract premium buyers. It's not about any strategy, any tactics, anything outside of you. It's all about yourself. It's all about you embodying the identity. Okay. And so the I in identity is identity produces fruit, right? Genesis 1:11, when God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. And so what you have to understand is You're never going to see an apple tree with oranges on it. And you're never going to see an orange tree with bananas on it, right? Because each fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. You are who you attract, who you are. And so you always produce after your own kind. So apple trees, like I said before, produce apples. Orange trees produce oranges. Your identity produces your reality. Your identity drives your behavior. Okay? And so your brain filters actions through self-concept. Whatever you see yourself as, whatever you perceive yourself as, your self-concept, your identity, you will never consistently behave outside of the identity your subconscious believes. You're always going to, your behavior follows your beliefs. And your beliefs is who you are. Your belief is who you believe you are, which is your identity. All right? Your frequency matches frequency. Frequency always matches frequency. So what you are internally aligned with, that is what you're going to magnetize. And so if you don't see yourself as a premium leader, a premium coach, a premium buyer, don't expect to magnetize that to your business if that is not what you see for yourself. It's an inside out job. All right, we're going to keep moving because this isn't a longer acronym. I have a longer acronym today. All right, so identity. So that's the I. The D is decision determines destiny, right? The Bible tells us in Joshua 24 and 15, it says, choose this day whom you will serve, right? You got to choose. You got to make a decision. You got to draw that line in the sand and make a decision. Your decision determines your destiny. Premium income requires premium identity decisions. So every time you choose cheap, every time you hesitate to invest, every time you delay obedience, you reinforce to your nervous system that you are not yet her. You're not yet that premium level buyer, that premium level coach. Because repeated decisions wire your neural patterns. Okay? The brain normalizes what you repeatedly choose. Your decision collapses possibility into actual reality, but it takes you making that decision. All right? It takes you making that decision. And this is the work that we do, that I help my clients to do. I help you to choose your identity aligned decisions until they become your norm. This is the work. All right? This is the work. We're moving on to the E in identity. Environment mirrors belief. He who walks with the wise shall be wise. This is Proverbs 13 and 20, right? Look at what you consume. I want you to take some inventory. Look at what you're consuming. Look at who you are surrounded by. Look at the things that you tolerate. It's a very known saying that you are going to be like the 5 closest people to you. Right? So I want you to really take inventory, look at like what you're consuming, you got to protect your ear and eye gates, look at the things you're taking in, because those are what's going to affect you. Your environment mirrors your belief systems. So it tells you exactly who you believe you are. Mirror neurons wire your brain toward the behavior you observe. Energy synchronizes with your environment. And so you have to shield your environment externally, your environment internally. All right, we're moving on. The N in identity. Nervous system must feel safe to rise. For you to rise, your nervous system has to feel safe. I say it all the time. Your business will only grow to the extent of your belief system and your body's safety. If your body doesn't feel safe, it will not go forth. The Bible tells us in 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So your nervous system must feel safe. You cannot manifest what your nervous system fears. If wealth feels unsafe, if leadership feels threatening, if visibility feels dangerous, your body will sabotage your next level all the time, every time. Your nervous system defaults to safety over success. And so your fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses, that's literally, it's really just maintaining familiarity. It's keeping you safe. But this is just your body protecting you. And so if you don't understand how your nervous system works, if you don't understand how to regulate your nervous system in real time, you're going to continue to self-sabotage. And so this is why inside of my coaching program, the way I help my clients is helping them to regulate their nervous system so that success feels safe. As a registered nurse turned business coach, I understand how your body works. I understand how your body was designed. I understand the anatomy and physiology of your makeup. And so I'm able to coach you through these flight responses, the freeze responses, the fight responses, the fawn responses, so that you can see success in your business. We're going to move to the T. The first T is thought patterns create trajectories. Okay? As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Anywhere in the Bible that you see heart, that is speaking of your subconscious mind. All right? And so your thoughts create trajectories. So the way you think about money, the way you think about your clients, the way you think about yourself becomes the life you live. All right. Thoughts create emotional chemical responses that drive behavioral cycles. And so I literally have a complete blueprint on this, a framework. It's called the Believed Behavior Blueprint. And this is what I actually walked my clients through on our sessions, just to bring awareness, because your thoughts are frequency. Sustained frequency shapes the outcomes. Your thoughts lead to your feelings lead to your behaviors lead to your outcomes. It leads to your results, right? And so your thoughts create the trajectory of your business outcome. So now, moving on. The I. Inner agreement creates outer alignment. Oh, so powerful. So powerful. Inner agreement creates outer alignment. When your spirit agrees with God, remember, you are three parts: your spirit, soul, and body, right? Your soul is your mind, your will, your emotions. And so you when your spirit is in alignment with God, when your mind agrees with his promises, right? When you're anchoring, rewiring, renewing your mind to his word, his truth, his promises, and when your body agrees with that safety, your identity aligns and manifestation becomes natural. You are able to allow kingdom to come to this earth, right? Spiritual to come into the physical through you, through alignment, through identity alignment. It's aligning your spirit with God to agree with God, to agree with who God has called you to be. It's reprogramming, rewiring your mind to agree with his promises, and getting your body in alignment to feel safe. All right. Alignment between your belief and your action creates cognitive congruence, which produces confidence. So you need this congruence. You need this cognitive congruence, because your beliefs will lead to your behaviors. And when you continue to take aligned action, this is what builds your confidence. It's the alignment that creates energetic coherence. All right. I want you to, the world is created by your inner world. It's not the other way around. All right. It's not the other way around. So now, moving on to the T. Transformation requires mind renewal. Romans 12:2, one of my favorite scriptures, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That is how you're transformed. And so in this identity work, transformation requires mind renewal. You are not trying to be premium. You are renewing your mind to the awareness that you already are. You already are. But it takes you renewing your mind to that. It takes you believing it. You don't have to try to pretend. It's not fake it until you make it. It's you understanding your identity in Christ, understanding that you are valuable, that you are loved, that you are cared for, that prosperity is your portion, that wealth is your birthright, abundance is your birthright. And so once you have this awareness, you realize, wait, I'm already premium. I'm not trying to be premium. This is who I am. This is my identity. Your transformation is not external. It is internal. It's always an inside out job. Your transformation is your identity. It is your identity. Premium is your identity. And then finally, the Y in this identity acronym, for you to attract premium clients, you will always reproduce who you are. You will always reproduce who you are. Back to the scripture, Genesis 1:11. Then God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. You will always reproduce who you are. So if you feel fearful, right? If you're a fearful buyer, you attract fearful buyers. If you are a hesitant buyer, you attract hesitant buyers. But if you are a premium buyer, you attract premium buyers. This is kingdom law. So just as a recap, for you to attract premium buyers into your coaching program, you have to understand it's not about strategy. It's not about tactics. It's not about acquiring all these other extra things. It's all about your identity. It's how you see yourself. It's how you perceive yourself to be. Right? And so we're going to break it down. Identity, the I is identity produces fruit, according to Genesis 1:11. Decision, the D is decision determines destiny. The E is environment mirrors belief. The N, nervous system must feel safe. The T, thought patterns create trajectories. The second I is inner agreement creates outer alignment. The second T is transformation requires mind renewal. And then finally, the Y is you will always reproduce who you are. All right. And so with that being said, question for you. Do you want to resign in 2026? I know this is a goal of yours. I know that this is something you've been working towards, but you've been unable to do it so far. And so I'm going to break down exactly how you can resign in 2026. I want you to understand that resign is an acronym. And the R in resign is you need a resignation roadmap. You need a roadmap. Okay. If you don't know where you're going, right? If you have no vision, no destination, like you might have it there, but if you don't have like a strategic way to get there, if you're not reverse engineering it and breaking it down with a strategic strategy, then you're going to continue to just post and pray. You're going to continue to hope and wish that someday it'll happen for you, but it just doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't just work that way. And this is the very first thing that I help my clients to do. We establish an exact financial and strategic pathway to resign in 2026. We map out your milestones, like we look at your real numbers, your conversion rates. We look at just all the pieces so that you can finally stop guessing, right? Stop hoping one day it'll happen and actually feel confident with the strategy that will bring in the revenue that you want to see month after month. All right. And then the E is eradicate subconscious belief blocks. Eradicate subconscious belief blocks. And so what we do in this phase, right? Once we have the roadmap mapped out, we know, okay, this is the day you want to resign by. Let's reverse engineer that. Let's look at your offers. Let's look at your numbers. Now it's time to eradicate any subconscious belief blocks that have been keeping you bound, right? Been keeping you in self-sabotaging mode, right? And so we uproot the fear, the hesitation, the I'm not ready yet, the perfectionism, the people pleasing, and the self-sabotaging cycles running beneath the surface. We get to the root of that so that you can stop sabotaging, you can stop spiraling, you can stop shrinking, and you can start showing up grounded, calm, certain, and emotionally stable in your business decisions. And then the S, so that you can resign in 2026, is we map out your signature offer. We create your signature offer. We build a premium coaching program rooted in your calling, your expertise, your knowledge base, your real transformation, priced with confidence and structured with clarity so that when you show up, you can feel proud about your offer. It's not too heavy. It's not too much of a burden to actually fulfill and deliver, right? Because oftentimes I find that with some of my clients, like they'll have these offers that they've overstuffed, and then when it's time to sell it, they're like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to. Why? Because subconsciously they're like, I don't even want to deliver this. This is too much. It's too heavy. And so when we craft your signature offer, you can finally feel proud of what you're selling. You can be certain in the results that you provide, and you can feel secure knowing that your business will be able to sustain consistent income when it's priced at the price point that your clients are willing to pay for the transformation that you provide. All right. And so the I for you to resign in 2026 is we're going to integrate story selling messaging. So now that you have your signature offer, we're going to go ahead and develop your clear story, right? We craft messaging that carries emotional depth, because you have to understand, for sales to generate in your business, you have to speak to the person's emotion. You have to paint the picture. It's in the limbic system. It's in the emotional centers that drive sales, right? 80% of sales are driven emotionally, and then it's justified with logic afterwards. It's only 25%. It's only 20% logic. And that's after the fact. People buy and do what they feel like doing. So when you can invoke emotions through stories, this is what drives sales in your business, right? And so we craft out messaging that carries emotional depth, that builds authority, your own testimonials, magnetic messaging, to the kind that makes your clients feel seen. It makes them feel understood. It makes them feel heard, and compels them to want to act, so that your clients come back to you. They already come pre-sold. By the time they're on the call with you, they're already pre-sold. They're like, let me know. I've seen how you broke down this resign program, I want to jump in because I want to make sure that I'm resigned in 2026, right? They're already on the calls pre-sold. It's in the way you market. It's in the way you articulate your message. And so this is the work that I help you to do, to integrate these stories, selling the outcome of how beautiful your life is going to look, the freedom that you're going to have, the flexibility that you're going to have once you're resigned and you're no longer throwing spaghetti on the wall, trying to guess and post and pray and hope and wish that maybe next year I'll be resigned. No. With this acronym, with this program, you're going to be able to have the step-by-step process to help you to build. And as you're building the belief system and your body's safety to carry the success, to hold and manage the success that you want to see in your business. So when you integrate story selling just feels natural. It's not forcing anyone. You're literally just showing them what is possible for them on the other side. And then when you're doing this story selling consistently, it's generating sales, but not just sporadic sales. You're creating sales with a simplified funnel. Because guess what? If you have 10 different offers with 10 different messaging and you're serving 10 different 10 different clients, right? Niches, and you have 10 different funnels, you're confused. And if you're confused, your audience is confused, and confused people don't buy. And so when you simplify your funnel, we remove all of the chaos. We remove and eliminate unnecessary offers. We focus on your premium, that signature offer that we create. That's what we're focusing on. All roads lead to that, right? We eliminate all the unnecessary offers. We clarify your pathway and build a streamlined client flow that works for you and works for your clients. You have a beautiful top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, strategic, so that you stop juggling all these offers, 10 different strategies all at once, and it stops you from burning out, and you finally experience the predictability and the sustainability to see clients and sales coming in consistently without all the mental gymnastics, without the overwhelm, without the additional stress. It gets to be simple. It gets to be simple. All right. And so finally, the N in this Resign program, we're going to regulate your nervous system. The N is nervous system regulation. As a registered nurse and business coach, trust me, I know anything that I teach you, it's what I've lived through. It's what I've gone through. Because when I resigned in 9 months, in less than 9 months, I began to self-sabotage. This is why I've incorporated this into my program, because my nervous system, because my body was so programmed to work so hard for money for many, many years, when money started coming in easier, I was like, this is not safe. This doesn't feel safe. My body could not handle it. My body was just like, nope, something's wrong. Something bad is going to happen. This is not normal. This is not right. This is not safe. And so what we do, I help you. I have tools. I have a tool specifically for this. It's called the SAFE protocol. And so it gets you grounded back into safety. It gets your body out of the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn response and ground you back into safety so that you can show up for your business. And so we stabilize your body. We rewire your safety around your success, around selling, around being seen, around showing up. And I teach you how to regulate in real time as you grow with my SAFE protocol, right? And when you do this, you are selling, right? Your selling now feels safe. Your visibility feels safe. Your money feels safe. Your growth feels safe. Your consistency feels doable. And success becomes just something your body can actually hold and no longer is running from it. Right? Your body stops running from success because it's too afraid of, what's going to happen on the other side. And so this is just breaking it down, just how you are able to resign in 2026. If you know you're ready to resign in 2026, you're tired of second guessing, you're tired of throwing, spaghetti at the wall, you're tired of starting and stopping, you're tired of procrastinating, doubting your own voice, of self-sabotaging without even realizing you're doing it. Half the time, you're not even aware you're doing it. I want to encourage you to just comment roadmap or just click the link in the description and book a resignation roadmap session. That's literally the very first step of this RESIGN acronym. I would love to jump on a strategy session with you to map out exactly how you're going to resign in 2026. So we're going to map it all out, right? Create a strategic plan of action. And if you're a great fit, we'll talk about jumping into the program to ensure that you can resign in 2026. Because my life's purpose is to help other moms to be able to be present with their children while still getting paid in their purpose work, right? That is my heart's desire. I know what it's like to be away from your children for 13 hours straight, multiple days a week, dreading going into work, hating leaving my children behind. I know what it's like firsthand as a mother. And I know what it's like even as a daughter watching my mom do it growing up. And I have been called to break this cycle. That is the assignment that the Lord has given to me. I have the Isaiah 61 mandate. All right. And so this is my heart's passion. This is my purpose work to help you step into your purpose work, to be paid and present with your children. Every mother deserves to be able to be paid and present with their children. And that's my mission. That's why I do what I do. All right. So I love you. I look forward to jumping on a resignation roadmap session with you. Go ahead and click the link in the description or comment roadmap and I'll send you the link. And I'll see you in the next one. But before I go, I'm going to tell you, just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith and trust God for the next step. I'll see you in the next live. Bye.